We now want to bring in White House reporter Olivia Rinaldi. She is watching all of this from our D.C. bureau. Good morning, Olivia. As we talk about U.S. allies in the Gulf, I know that you have some exclusive reporting about why flights were grounded yesterday in the D.C. area near the nation's capital. What are you hearing?
Well, good morning, Errol. It's good to be with you. Yeah, yesterday, President Trump at the White House met with the Iraqi Prime Minister. And actually, that is what led to hours of delays at Reagan National Airport here in Washington. Actually, I should say across the Potomac River in Virginia, to be precise. But essentially, the Iraqi Prime Minister came to the White House yesterday to meet with President Trump. It was his first meeting with the president face-to-face in the Oval Office since his election back in May. And he was supposed to head over to the Pentagon at one point to get some sort of briefing there and meet with Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth. However, there was security concerns, just given the ongoing war in Iran, that there could potentially be some possible threat, just given the heightened threat environment to the Iraqi leader, just given the proximity of Iraq to Iran and obviously their very long and storied political history there. So given that fact, they actually grounded all of the flights yesterday at DCA for several hours between 11 and 3 p.m. Errol, it led to hundreds of flights being delayed. Even our own Michael Kaplan here in our Washington bureau told us he was delayed for 8 hours with his 4-year-old and 1-year-old child because of this situation yesterday. It caused mass chaos. Eventually, the Iraqi leader did head over to the Pentagon, where he met with Secretary Hegseth. But after that, they lifted the ground stop, and people still were experiencing massive delays. This is not typical usually when you have a foreign leader coming to the White House to meet with the president, but it just kind of speaks to how aggressive this threat environment has become around President Trump and other leaders in the region who are having, more bilateral relations with this White House very openly, as you saw yesterday with that meeting between President Trump and the Iraqi Prime Minister.
Yeah, we all remember last week the security issues surrounding Air Force One as the president headed to and from Turkey. Very interesting details there, Olivia. Thank you very much in our D.C. bureau.